Hiya, welcome to my pond. So I've not put anything on for a while, so I decided to have a bit of a revamp, and I've ripped all my water feature out. That was all up here. So I'm going to lay it all down flat across the top, and then this is just going to have some plants up the side here now. I've moved the filters and put them up the back there, and I'm only keeping the 2 and around the 3. As you can see, the water's pea green yet again. So when I've finished doing the filters, you can get some K1 media to stick in them and a new UV light, and hopefully we can get the water back to something. But I thought whilst I was doing it, I'd make my own skimmer out the other bin. So I've just taken the other bin. I have to excuse the sealant. I'm not that good at putting sealant around, but basically it's just a knocked up piece of wood there. You've got the basket and the pumps underneath, so hopefully the water's going to come in, run across the top and then just drip into the basket. That's the theory anyway, and there's a pump underneath, like I say. The reason why I've got the pipe on here, and there's another pipe that runs across here, which is the return from the pump, so it's pumping it back out. See the black pipe, it pumps it back out into the pond. This pipe was just put on because, like I said, this was originally used for the filters, so there was loads of holes in where I had, pipes going in, so I've just put that in for now, just in case the water, because if you can see where it is, just in case the water comes up to that line, it doesn't sort of overflow. If it does want to come up, I'm hoping it doesn't come any higher than about here, sort of thing, somewhere about there. So yeah, but I'm just in the process of testing this now to see if I've got any leaks in the liner, any leaks in joining it up. Like I say, it is all DIY, so I've sort of put the pond liner up because I've not got the rubber stuff. It's the hard plasticky type of liner, which is not the best for doing this sort of stuff. But and then basically what I've done is I've cut it a little bit bigger than the hole, and then stuffed it inside, and then laid it down, laid it with sealant underneath, then flattened it down, and then laid it with sealant again. So I'm hoping I've got a good seal on there and it doesn't leak. All the screws that I've put in, I put this on just to fasten it down and hold it in tight as well. And I'm hoping that all the screws, with them having sealant on, should stop any other leaks coming through. Time will tell. So like I say, I'm just topping it up, giving it a test just to see if it works and there's no leaks. So yeah, I'll get back to you later, guys, and let you know how we get on. Well, I've filled it up. I've had it working. I've turned it off now, but I have had it working. The water's up, as you can see. It's collecting stuff in there. I've had a couple of issues with it that I need to just look at. One, see all this water here? Well, this water is coming up from here, which is obviously water that's gone down the back, sunk into the soil, and then it's coming up through the floor. So that's a bit of a problem, because now we need to find out where it's come from. Well, at first I thought it was the pipe here. I noticed water was dripping out of this pipe, so I've wedged a brick underneath it and it stopped it, which is not too much of an issue, because I can always either put a bit of a longer pipe on and bring it up a bit higher, or I can attach another piece of pipe onto there and I can bring it around, follow the pipe around and just bring it into the pond. So if it does it again, it just leaks into the pond. So what I need to know now is that what was causing the problem, because it had been running for a bit before I noticed. So obviously quite a bit of water's run into the soil, so obviously it's going to take a while for it finish draining, soaking up and everything else. So just to be on the safe side, I've turned the skimmer off, and we'll wait and see in the morning if the water levels drop down. It's not going to empty my pond, I know that. It's just, we can just see if the water levels drop down any from what the water level is. If the water level is the same height, then obviously that was the problem and it's cured it. If the water levels drop down in the barrel, you know, the water levels drop down in the pond, it's dropped down in the tub, then we've obviously got a leak somewhere else, either coming from the connection down the bottom, or we're leaking somewhere on the seal for the pond liner somewhere, which I'm hoping not, because it's going to be a bit of a pain to undo. The only other thing I need to do is, when I fasten the plate on the front here, this grey piece of plastic I've got, see the screws, I've cut my fingers about 3 or 4 times on them screws and they're pretty sharp. So tomorrow I'll get a little X-Haul blade and I'll cut them back so they're not a problem. There's one other issue, well, 2 other issues. One, when I had to cut down the liner here, this bit, and the reason why you're probably wondering why I've got that there is I cut it too far down. Instead of cutting it above this line here, I've cut it right down to the wall height, which it tethers on where my water line is. It runs just underneath the brick here, and it's just catching it slightly. So there's one, and the other problem is just underneath the rock here. There's a piece of plastic that I said that was at the front. The sharp tip on the end of it has just pierced through the liner here, just a fraction. Now, there's no water absolutely gushing out of it at the moment, but one of the concerns I've got now is A, with the soil getting wet underneath. I mean, I am quite lucky that we have got a lot of clay underneath there. So with clay doesn't absorb water, it holds water, so you shouldn't get subsidence with it. But if it happens to drop a little bit, the barrel, that might cause that to tear more, and then it could cause a bigger leak. Now, at the moment it's dripping a fraction of water, a little nozzle of water about every 15 minutes, which is minimum. So what I'll have to do is drain the water level down in the pond, probably empty the barrel, and then I'll get some sealant and seal, well, cut the sharp bit off first and then seal the hole, and then hopefully that'll sort the problem. I'm hoping that that piece of pipe was the reason why we've got water that's come up there. So in the morning I'm hoping to get up, find the water level the same, and find no water down here. If I get up with water on the floor, and obviously that's gone down, then we know we've got a leak somewhere. But like I say, just to be on the safe side, I've turned the pump off, because one of the things I don't want is obviously the water level to drop down in the tub, so it comes from drops down below the pond level, the pump's running. What will happen then is it will just empty the tub of all the water, and then it will just break the pump then. So it's just easy to leave the pump off, just to be safe. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's a bit of information. You know, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. You know, it's the first time I've had a go at making a skimmer of this type. So, you know, I mean, just before I can just clarify, this bit of pipe here, this I've only just stuck on because I haven't got an end stop to stick on. If you look up on the filter, the piece of pipe at the top there, I have actually got like an end stop on the end. I can actually go inside and put one on there, but if you look at how it is now, the water doesn't actually come up to it. So I might be alright without having one on, but just to be safe, I'll go and buy an end stop, fasten it on, and then I can take this piece of pipe off, and we don't need that there then. And it just makes it look a lot better. I mean, the only reason why that had to go on is because obviously the outlet for I had a big hole that was in the bottom of the barrel, so which was designed for one of them pipes. So that's just made it. It's just made it more easier to put that on and thread the pipe through it. So if push comes to shove, like I said, I'll just add another piece of pipe onto it, make it a bit bigger, or just bring a bit of pipe around, and then we can then make sure there's no more leaks. If we're okay with that, we can then start filling it in. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you think you like it, give us a thumbs up. If not, you know, I'm not bothered either way. Thumbs down. You know, I've had a go. Catch you later, guys.